It's time once again to return to the mighty Olympians, and today's spotlight falls on none other than the Queen of Olympus herself, Hera. As one of the original 6 Olympians, Hera was the daughter of the Titans Cronus and Rhea, making her both a sister and wife to Zeus. She is the goddess of women, marriage, childbirth, and family, which is quite ironic, considering how much of her time was spent punishing the many lovers and illegitimate children of her famously unfaithful husband. But as you'll soon learn, jealousy and a burning desire for vengeance were 2 of Hera's defining traits. Being married to Zeus came with its own set of monumental challenges, but it also meant that Hera ruled Olympus as queen of the gods. She is often depicted as a regal, beautiful woman wearing a crown and holding a lotus-tipped scepter, seated on her throne and often accompanied by her sacred animals, the peacock, the lion, the hawk, and the cuckoo bird. Unlike her sisters Demeter and Hestia, Hera played a much larger role in Greek mythology, not just in the sheer number of stories she appears in, but also in terms of her cult and worship. Her character is layered, complex, and at times contradictory. Let's begin with the seduction of Hera, the story of how she and Zeus became husband and wife. When Zeus first proposed to Hera, she refused him. But as we know, Zeus wasn't exactly one to take no for an answer. To win her over, Zeus devised a plan to take advantage of Hera's compassion for animals. He created a terrible storm and transformed himself into a helpless, shivering cuckoo bird. When Hera found the bird, she took pity on it, held it close to her chest to warm it. And at that moment, Zeus transformed back and revealed his true form. For reasons we may never fully understand, this worked. The 2 were soon married in what would become the first wedding on Mount Olympus. It was a grand affair, with gifts from across the world. Hera's grandmother Gaia gifted her a magical garden of golden apples, guarded by the Hesperides and the dragon Leto. Many cities claimed to be the site of this divine wedding, hoping the honor would bring prosperity to their lands. As a result, annual sacrifices and celebrations were held to commemorate the day Hera became Zeus's queen. Like most gods, there's always interest in a deity's offspring. Hera had many children, some with Zeus and some under unusual circumstances. Most famously, there's Ares, the god of war, known for his bloodlust and temper. His warlike sister Enyo often appeared beside him during battles. According to Homer, Enyo and Eris, the goddess of discord, might be the same person. But Hesiod claimed Eris was the daughter of Nyx, night, instead. Then there's Hephaestus. Born under rather strange circumstances, Hera, jealous of Zeus birthing Athena without her, tried to do the same. She gave birth to Hephaestus alone, but was horrified by his physical deformities. In some versions, she cast him from Olympus as a newborn. There's also Hebe, the goddess of youth, sometimes said to be Hera's daughter with Zeus. Some rare stories even claim Hera gave birth to Hebe after eating a magical lettuce leaf. Other children include Eileithyia, goddess of childbirth, and Eleutheria, the personification of liberty. Hera wasn't just a background figure. She took center stage in many myths. In the Argonautica, for example, Hera helps Jason on his quest for the Golden Fleece. But she wasn't helping Jason just out of kindness. King Peleus, Jason's enemy, had committed sacrilege in one of her temples. Hera wanted revenge, and Jason was her chosen instrument. Of course, one of the most famous myths involving Hera is that of Heracles, ironically named glory of Hera. But Hera despised him, not because of anything he did, but because he was the product of yet another of Zeus's affairs. When Zeus announced that a child of his would be born on a specific day and rule all around him, Hera tricked him into swearing an oath. Then she caused the wife of Sthenelus, a descendant of Perseus, to give birth prematurely while delaying Alcmaeon's labor, Heracles' mother. As a result, Eurystheus, not Heracles, fulfilled the prophecy. Later, while Heracles was still a baby, Hera sent 2 snakes into his crib to kill him, but the infant strangled them both. When he grew up, Hera drove him mad, causing him to kill his own family. To atone, Heracles had to complete 12 labors chosen by Hera and King Eurystheus, tasks meant to destroy him. But they failed. Heracles would eventually die, only to be granted godhood and join the Olympians, meaning Hera was now stuck with him forever. Hera played a pivotal role in the chain of events that led to the Trojan War. It all began at the wedding of Thetis and Peleus, the parents of Achilles. All gods were invited, except Eris, the goddess of discord. Furious, Eris threw a golden apple into the crowd, inscribed with the words, "To the fairest." 3 goddesses claimed the apple: Athena, Aphrodite, and Hera. They turned to Zeus to settle the dispute, but he wisely passed the task to the Trojan prince Paris. To sway his decision, the goddesses offered bribes. Athena offered wisdom and fame, Hera offered political power, and Aphrodite promised him the most beautiful mortal woman, Helen of Sparta. Paris chose Aphrodite, and the rest is history. Helen was taken from her husband, King Menelaus, and this sparked the Trojan War. Hera, enraged by Paris's choice, would support the Greeks out of spite. Her grudge against Troy rooted in this ancient slight. Now for a recurring segment I like to call Every Time Hera Caught Zeus with His Hands in the Cookie Jar, and then blame the cookie jar. Take Io, for example. Suspecting an affair, Hera approached Zeus, who had just transformed Io into a cow to hide her. Hera, unfazed, asked for the cow as a gift and placed Argus, the 100-eyed giant, to guard her. Zeus sent Hermes to rescue Io, who lulled Argus to sleep and killed him. In honor of her loyal guardian, Hera placed Argus's eyes on her favorite animal, the peacock. Then there's Leto, mother of Artemis and Apollo. Hera forbade her from giving birth on any mainland and even blocked her daughter Eileithyia, the goddess of childbirth, from helping. Only when the gods distracted Hera with a gift was Leto able to give birth on the island of Delos with Poseidon's help. When Zeus had an affair with Semele, Hera disguised herself as Semele's nurse and tricked her into demanding Zeus reveal his true form. When he did, Semele was incinerated by divine fire. Zeus saved the unborn child by sewing him into his thigh, and that child was Dionysus. And lastly, the strange story of Tiresias, a prophet who lived as both a man and a woman. After striking 2 mating snakes with a stick, he was transformed into a woman. Years later, doing the same thing reversed the effect. One day, Zeus and Hera argued about who experienced more pleasure during sex, men or women. Tiresias, having lived both lives, was asked to decide. He sided with Zeus, claiming women enjoyed it more. Furious, Hera blinded him. To compensate, Zeus gave him the gift of prophecy. Hera remains one of mythology's most complex figures. As the goddess of marriage, childbirth, and the family, you'd expect her to be nurturing, kind, and maternal. But in many stories, she's vengeful, cold, and even cruel. Some theories suggest Hera predates the arrival of the Hellenic Greeks and may have once been worshipped during a matriarchal era. When society shifted toward patriarchy, Hera's strength was reframed as nagging jealousy, and her resistance to Zeus's rule became a running joke. Whether you see her as a misunderstood protector of her sacred domains or a divine figure consumed by rage, one thing is clear. Being married to Zeus would probably drive anyone mad. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.